Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. I had so much fun making the last video where I just went through each of the genres available in virtual reality and found a game from the Oculus Quest store that you guys might enjoy. And I'm going to do the same thing now, but a sideloaded edition for games that are available on SideQuest for free, so you can enjoy them right now if you're able to sideload. Of course, let me know if there are any games that I had missed out that you think deserve to be on this list, and also if there are any genres that I missed, so I can include it in the next video. So let's get started. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest games and news. Let's begin. This video is sponsored by PartyLink, a cheaper alternative for the Oculus Link cable. Use it to sideload content onto your Quest and have a ton of free content, or plug your headset into the computer and use it as a PC VR gaming headset, enabling you to play some of the best games out there. Do not worry, there is a 100% money back guarantee as well, and there are links in the description. So let's start off with a bang and let's have some action, and we're choosing Physics Playground. The game just got a nice update that makes it a must to enjoy on this list. You have some of the most advanced physics available on the Oculus Quest system, making use of full rigid body physics and configurable joints. See what it's like to pick up guns, do tricks with them, climb up ladders and jump off high peaks, or shooting down crash test dummies in this amazing physics playground. This game has even implemented the amazing gravity glove mechanic from Half-Life Alyx. This is not your traditional game where you have a story or a matchup against some people. It's, as it says on the tin, a physics playground. It plays great and it also looks amazing on this system. You can easily spend hours just exploring the play zone and discovering new mechanics. Now let's talk about an RPG, and I'm choosing Arcaxer. Perfect timing as Final Fantasy VII has just dropped and you may be itching for an old school RPG to play in virtual reality. This game has a lot of elements I'd like to see in an official RPG game that's going to be released on the Quest store, hopefully in my lifetime. This is a virtual reality turn-based RPG that allows you to embody your character in a battle using gestures to fire magical spells or actually slicing enemies with your physical weapons. As you run around the world, you do have a godlike view of your character, of which you can upgrade and buy additional items for at your home hub. You'll need to be kitted out as you progress through the tower, trying to get to the top as you take on floor by floor of enemies that get increasingly harder. The game is enjoyable, but pay attention to the tutorials as some of the controls are not as intuitive as I'd like. Now for an epic adventure title that I'm sure you are going to love, and that is Axegend. Axegend. This is a roguelike action-adventure title that is one of the most polished games on SideQuest. The game has beautiful animated visuals as well as bright, bold colours, and there is a variety of enemies to take on. You'll take on waves upon waves of these enemies, and as you progress you will unlock more of the castle, of which you will then have to lay more traps down and find vantage points as the enemies get increasingly difficult and they increase in numbers, leading up to a boss battle. To break up the pace as well, the game gives you opportunities to play mini-games that if you complete, you'll get a choice of an upgrade for your character. The dev said this is inspired by Orcs Must Die and Arc Hero. Now we're on to first-person shooters, and I know obviously Pavlov is the obvious choice, but I'm sure that many people already know of that title, and I want to use this opportunity to let newcomers of virtual reality know about a game that we were all hyping over during the initial life cycle, the start of the life cycle of the Oculus Quest, and that is Quake. Quake is a retro title released in 1996. Some of you may not have even been born. This has been modded by the legendary Dr. Beef, who will soon be bringing us Doom for the Oculus Quest. Unlike Doom, Quake is rendered in real-time full 3D, which was a triumph back then. The game can now be experienced in full 60OF, and you'll get some beastie weapons and be destroying some dark creatures. Quake has a very gothic style set in castles, dungeons, or old labs. So be sure to expect a dark, evil, action-packed experience. There is even a multiplayer option available if you've got some friends and you want to have a social session. However, the title is not for the faint-hearted. If you're prone to motion sickness, be careful with this one. I do absolutely love it though. I want more retro games in virtual reality. So now we're onto sport, and we're choosing a racer called V Speedway. There's not many races on the Oculus Quest, or at least ones that put you in an actual car. You're always in a ship or something. V Speedway is a virtual reality reimagining of arcade races, so you can enjoy a race against 11 AI computer opponents in a cityscape track. So you'll be going around windy highways, over bridges. The game is to be played sitting down, And I do love how this title you use both hands on the steering wheel, which I haven't seen implemented in other games, and it frustrated me. And it's also the little details where you can see people in your rear view mirror gaining behind you. This is just a simple piece of fun that can easily be shared with friends where you can take it in turns. Let's move on to experimental now, because SideQuest is a place for developers to get creative, try out different methods and different content and see how the community engages with it. This game is one that we hyped about early on in the life cycle of the quest as well, so if you're new, you may not know about this, but if you're a veteran, you may already have heard of this one, and that is of course the legendary T for God. T for God is a game that maps out your play space and will create a procedurally generated environment around it so you can keep walking in any place indefinitely. The game has come a long way since its inception. The newest updates allow you to enjoy hand tracking to aim and shoot your weapons or interact with your control panel. We also have modularity on our weapons with 4 components that you can mix and match to create a custom gun which has different abilities, as well as many performance improvements. If this is the first time you're hearing of this, play it now, and if you've already heard of it, try it again with the new features. It's incredible. What virtual reality library would not be complete without a scary title? We're now on to horror, and we're choosing Terminus. This game is said to have Half-Life vibes. You are based in a tube station in Paris when the city just unfolds into chaos and becomes a quarantine zone. This sounds oddly familiar. You will be exploring the underground trying to avoid the creature that awaits you, so peek around corners, search through every locker and drawer to find equipment to put in your rucksack. You may need it. I do really love the backpack feature. It's something that reminds me of The Walking Dead. The game adds plenty of tension without relying on jump scares as well. The game also looks really good for a title that's still in development, especially on the Quest system. The game recently had an update for performance improvements, so challenge yourself and download the prologue now and try and survive it. Let's move on to puzzlers now, a genre that doesn't get much attention, but when you give it a chance and dive in, they are fantastic, and that is Vanishing Grace. This is a new game to the SideQuest store, available in pre-alpha. You play as Joel, who is on a mission to try and uncover the mystery of what happened to his friend Grace. So in this game, you will get an in-depth emotional story around her disappearance, as it raises many questions. As well as that story, you got plenty of puzzles to solve that will help uncover more of the plot. There are also mini-games for you to enjoy and loads of interactivity around. It's pretty impressive for a game in this phase on the quest. It also looks brilliant. The art style allows it to be crisp and bold without being overtaxing on the hardware. So if you like puzzlers or you like deep emotional stories, this one won't cost you a penny. Give that a go. Now we're on to rhythm or music, and this one isn't exactly a game, but it is an application that I think is a must-have on the Oculus Quest, and that is NullnMusic. As I said, this isn't a game, but an application that you need to install on your headset that will allow you to overlay your music, any song you've installed on the headset, into any game or application you are running. And it does not interrupt the recorded footage either, which is very handy if you're a content creator. You can either play some nice, fast-paced, energetic music in a game of Pavlov to get the blood pumping, or some nice chilled tunes while you're playing Vanishing Grace to set the mood. You can create playlist folders or loop the music, even adjust the master volume, so you can just have it as background noise or as loud as you want. This is a must-have app in my opinion. So we're now onto an arcade game, and this one I'm sure you've heard of this title. It's one of the most highly downloaded games on SideQuest, but it recently got an update that can change the dynamic of its gameplay massively, and that is Crysis Brigade. This is an obvious one. It's easily one of the most polished games on SideQuest as well. It's truly a great experience. The time crisis of virtual reality. You have to take out bank robbers whilst they unload everything they have on you, and if you die, you have to start from the very beginning. So you'll need to avoid fire. You'll need to pop out and drop back down very quickly. The game can become a squat game if done effectively. But they now have a cooperative mode available, so you can take on these levels with a friend, which will make for even more enjoyable experiences. Try not to die though, because if you have to start again, you may break some friendships. I kid, I'm sure you'll try again because this is a great game. And also, if you haven't checked it out yet, please check out the sequel. Wow. So finally, let's end this on the social genre, and that is multiplayer, and I'm choosing Deadshot Heroes. This is a very well fleshed out MOBA for virtual reality that you can play 3 versus 3 online with friends, or just play with bots if you want a quick shoot 'em up before having to head out. Be sure to stay on the move to avoid fire and communicate effectively in order to win. You have 12 different characters to choose from, all with different abilities, which can change the course of your battle. But something epic is this game is cross-platform for virtual reality users, non-virtual reality users if they're playing the pancake version of this game, and for Mac users. So if you've got friends that have this title on pretty much any major platform, you'll be able to play together. So get a squad together and try arrange a battle for the amazing price of free. Not a bad title for the Quest. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope there's a game there for you to get excited over. Go check out SideQuest. There is a ton of great titles there available at your fingertips. Also, let me know if there are any games you think deserve to be on this list and if I missed out on any other genres. So subscribe to the channel, stick around for next time so you don't miss out on any of the latest and greatest virtual reality games and news. Thank you to my patrons, you absolute legends. Happy gaming. Good day.